If you think that a person's true face is hidden in his promises, expensive clothes and beautiful words, then this story will break your belief. Because sometimes the truth comes out only when the person standing in front of him seems completely worthless. And today a father made himself a pauper in the eyes of the world to save his daughter's life. The sky above the ancient church in Chicago was heavy. Clouds were slowly gathering, as if nature was also about to witness some great decision. Inside the church there were aromas, music and sounds of laughter. But outside, near the stone steps, a man wrapped in a worn coat stood silently. His hair was tangled, his beard was dusty, his eyes were tired from years, and in his heart there was the fear that only a father can feel. This man's name was Daniel Harper, a man who had every comfort in the world, but today he had thrown everything away, just to know the answer to one question. Daniel's daughter, Sophia Harper, was getting married today. In a white dress with dreamy eyes, she lived on the belief that the man she was going to make her companion was kind-hearted, moral and trustworthy. Little did Sophia know that her father had decided to take one last test today. Because he had seen the world, he knew that the claims of love often crumble in the face of circumstances. The guests were getting out of the cars, laughing and talking, entering the church. As soon as their eyes fell on this poor man, their faces would become displeased, some would increase their distance, some would avert their eyes. Daniel endured everything in silence, because he was more concerned about the reactions of only one person than the attitudes of people, the man who would become his daughter's husband today. In a short time, Eden Clark arrived, an expensive suit, a confident gait, and a smile that was for the cameras, not for the heart. As soon as he set eyes on the beggar, his forehead was covered in bruises. He signaled security, then stepped forward himself. Daniel deliberately stepped forward and stumbled. This was the moment Daniel had been waiting for.
Eden's tone suddenly hardened.
He said in a loud voice that such people come to spoil a sacred event like a wedding. He humiliated the beggar, ordered him out, and contempt was mixed in every word. The guests stood still, no one dared to speak. The silence was a testament to the fact that most people prefer to remain silent even when they see wrong being done. With that noise, the church doors opened and Sophia came out. She saw a scene that hit her like a hammer to her heart. Her future husband was shouting at a weak stranger. She ran forward, her voice trembling as she tried to stop Eden. She looked at the beggar, tears in his eyes, but she could not recognize her father. That moment was the most difficult for Daniel. He was standing in front of his daughter, but hiding his identity. Eden tried to change his tone, but the pride in his eyes was the same. Then Daniel slowly raised his hand to his face, removed his fake beard, and stood straight. In a few seconds, the scene changed. Whispers spread through the crowd, Sophia stopped breathing, and her lips involuntarily said, "Abu." The truth had come out. Eden's face drained of color. He wanted to give explanations, make excuses, but time had passed. Daniel said in a calm but strong voice that he had not done all this to humiliate anyone, but to find out in whose hands his daughter's future was going to go. He said that a person who cannot respect a helpless person cannot be worthy of love. Tears began to flow from Sophia's eyes. Her dreams were being shattered, but there was also a strange peace in this shattering. She realized that if the truth hadn't come out today, she might have spent her whole life with a man whose heart was empty. She gently took off her ring and held it out to Eden, without accusations, without a cry, because some decisions are more powerful in silence. The church slowly emptied. The music had stopped. Only a father and daughter remained. Daniel hugged Sophia, as if shedding the weight of years. He whispered in her ear that true love is not the one that shows us beautiful days, but the one that saves us from bad days. There was no wedding that day, but a life was saved. Sophia learned that a person's value is not measured by their words, but by their behavior, especially with people who are of no use to them. And sometimes the heart that breaks is the one that saves us from great sorrow.